Welcome back, guys. It's a cold, blistery day in Michigan. It's about 35, 36 degrees, but we're going to try to tackle this European mount. So take you guys along for the ride. I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll figure it out. Alright guys, like I said, I've watched a handful of videos online and I don't know, we'll see, but a lot of them start right here. It's pretty froze still, so I pulled it out of the freezer the other day, but it's been so cold outside. I don't know how well this is going to work. But it really froze. I just don't want to go too deep where what, bud? What's that? No, I don't want her out here with me doing this. Because I don't want her to eat any of this stuff. Alright guys, here's the problem. It is way too frozen still. I'm having a heck of a time even just getting the rest of the neck off with the hacksaw. So I'm going to keep working on this for maybe another half an hour or so, and then I might just wait and go take it over to Dad's house and put it in the heated garage so it at least thaw out a little bit. I mean, I got some off up by the nose, but there's no way it's gonna take me hours to get all the fur off, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll get this neck off, work on it for another half an hour, and I'll see you guys over at Dad's tomorrow. Alright, got her all skinned off, got the bottom jaw off. It was a pain in the butt. I'm still a little froze, but now it's time to get her in the pot and start boiling it. Alright guys, we got her boiling in some water with some dish soap, so pot's a little more shallow than I wanted, but it's the only one I could find at Meijer, so we'll go ahead and just let her boil. Hopefully the steam and stuff should be enough to where it can soften up that top, and then we're able to just pressure wash the rest of it. But the Dawn is to help break down the fat and the grease in the skull, so we'll let her go for a couple hours and then get her pressure washed. Alright guys, so it's been boiling about 2 hours now. You can see she's really starting to break down. So we're gonna let it go about another hour. I just changed out the water, has a little bit more done. What, bud? Wow. So we'll change out we just changed out the water, let it go another hour, and then we'll pressure wash it, so keep hanging. Well guys, we had a little mishap. This is a, I think it's 12 quarts. You can see it's not as deep as what I'd like. Weston was ready to go home, so I took him home. I'm over at Dad's, and when I got back, there was no water in there, and at the bottom of the skull was kind of starting to burn a little bit. So you can see just right there, she's a little black, but we'll, I don't know if I'm gonna do a peroxide boil on it, or if I'm just gonna paint it white. So if that peroxide doesn't take the black off the back, you really won't see it anyways, because it's going to be on the back of it and it'll be mounted to that plate, so it might be fine. But I'm gonna let it boil for another, get it back up to a boil, let it go for another half an hour or so, and then I'll take you out and we'll get it pressure washed off. So like I said, you gotta, if you're not using a super big pot, you gotta pay attention, because it was maybe 45 minutes and it was dry. Granted, it's cold, so you're gonna lose a lot from evaporation, but just keep an eye on it. So. Alright, as you guys can tell, it's nasty. I had some splatter back at me. I did break the nose. Like I said, I did break the nose piece off, but I got her all good and clean. I saved them. They're on my car there, so I'll just super glue them back in there, and you won't even be able to tell. But I got it all pretty good. I'll boil it down again, and we'll go from there. So, like I said, I'm happy with how it turned out. It turned out pretty good. So we'll get her cleaned up here, and we'll get her back boiling again, and we'll go from there. But keep hanging with us, guys. All right, hopefully you guys got a good view of that the whole time for that time lapse. But like I said, it was pretty nasty. It had some splashback, and I didn't get. There's like one little piece still left down where the brain is, so I gotta go through and I'm gonna boil it down again just with some plain water, and then they should get it soft enough where I can just reach in there with needle nose pliers and grab it. I tried getting it with my knife, but I couldn't get it, so like I said, I'll just do that real quick, and we'll go from there. So, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It's just something that you can easily do. You can go to the car wash and pressure wash it off if you don't have a pressure washer. It took me probably 10 minutes, so you're gonna have, 10-15 bucks probably into pressure washing it, but that high pressure with the hot water really helps. So, and then obviously boiling it. They make those buck boiler buckets. They're about 100 bucks. I thought about buying one. I might next year if I get one, but I wanted to try it first, see if it was something that didn't gross me out and I was fine doing. Like I said, it's one of them things where you eventually get used to it. I mean, it stinks, but it's not anything. It almost smells like, you know, like after it rains and you get all the worms and stuff out, where it smells kind of fishy. That's just kind of what it smells like. So it's not to a point where it's gagging, but like I said, it's one of them things where either you don't mind it or you do. So, but keep hanging with us. We'll get her back on the boiler. All right, guys. Sorry about the noise. I got the heater going, but we got her all finished up. Just got to do a little bit more picking to do. There's a few more pieces that I got to get out of there. So other than that, everything else is good. Like I said, I did break the nose off, so I'll glue that back on quick, and we'll go from there. So I'll set you up in the time lapse while I finish the rest of this, and then we'll get her painted. Got her all done. We'll get that nose piece glued back on, and I'm just gonna super glue it. So I'll just get her taped up, and then I'll set you guys up when we go to paint it. So I decided on just painting it instead of doing the peroxide. Just takes a couple more days, and like I said, when I get done doing it, by the time it'll be done, I want to have it ready for Saturday. So I think it turned out pretty good. So then I made these to mount it on. So if you guys want to see a video on how I make those, comment down below and I can show you how I make those. So let's get that new nose glued back on, and I'll set you guys up for when we paint it. Alright guys, so we got our horns all taped off. I got the nose super glued back on, so all we're doing is just Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover paint plus primer, and then we got it cleared. So we'll get her painted, and then we'll let it dry for an hour, and then throw the clear on. Alright, so we got our first coat on. Let that dry for 10 minutes. We'll let it dry for a little bit anyways, and then apply a second coat, and then within an hour we got to apply the clear. So if there's any runs or anything, I'll just hit it with like 300 grit to get the runs out, but I think it looks pretty cool. A little less work than hydrogen peroxide bath. We got flat paint and then satin clear, so it'll be just a little gloss to it, but we'll let that dry for a little bit.
Well, it's a few minutes apart.
Oh, okay.
It's like another light coat, a few minutes apart.
All right, so we'll do another coat here in a couple minutes. Couple minutes. Ain't no pro by any means, but it ain't real hard. Say we got a little bit of trash on it, but adds more touch to it. So the second coat, I'm not really too worried about any places that aren't showing. So you want to make sure you take your antlers off really good so you don't get any overspray. Same when you go to do the hydrogen peroxide gall, you're supposed to tape off your antlers. A lot of people will use like saran wrap or some type of cellophane to protect them from the peroxide, because that peroxide will color your horns. So we'll let that dry for an hour, and then we'll put a clear on it. Alright guys, we're back. We're in the garage, getting ready to put some clear on. So I got the heater going in here. The paint's still a little tacky, but it says to spray it within an hour. So we'll go ahead and get you up on the stand. We'll put this clear coat on, and says do a coat and then wait a couple minutes and then do another coat. So let's get her on. We got our first coat done. We'll wait a minute and do a second coat. Just finished up this table for my sister. It's a little coffee table for her new apartment. Turned out pretty good. It's got cherry top with cherry trim, and then we did cedar legs, so looks pretty cool. It'll look good in her new apartment. It's got wood floors, so. All right, let's put our second coat on. All right, so we got this ready. We'll let that baby dry. I don't know if he'll need another coat or not. I could probably wait a couple minutes, throw another coat on there, but it's a dang looking good buck, guys. Pretty freaking happy with it, so. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the little quick video on this. You know, it's pretty simple. Anybody can do it. All it takes is a pot, something to heat it. You can do it on your grill if you need it. I wouldn't recommend doing it in your house. Your loved one might kick your butt for it, but like I said, it took me, boiled it for probably 3 hours. I had 10 minutes into pressure washing it. I think I changed the water twice on it. And then I think maybe I had 15 bucks into the pot, probably a couple bucks into propane, and then 5-6 bucks into paint. So 25 bucks. So it saved me quite a bit of money. I think they normally charge about $125 to do these, so it's not horrible, but it turned out pretty good. So appreciate you guys for coming along. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you don't miss a video. Like always, shoot straight.